Apple, one of the world's largest company, which is known for its quality of products and also they are good at marketing their own products. Have you seen Apple website? The way they promote iPhone is very impressive, right? Just see how smooth and amazing it shows specifications on scroll of this website. Do you want to build similarly amazing and impressive websites? Then we need to understand for which action what we need to show. See here, they are showing something on scroll or something when we put our mouse pointer on that text. It is underlining something. Or if we see a video in a YouTube, you can see play, pause, captions, etc. buttons. And by the way, that video is from our channel only. And don't forget to watch for sure. So, these all actions can be achieved using DOM events, which are going to be covered in this video. I have seen lot of videos on DOM events in YouTube, Udemy and other tutorials. I didn't find the exact usage and clear-cut understanding them. So, I wanted to get little advanced in the theory part and make easier in the action part. Before starting about the DOM events, I would highly recommend to look into these prerequisites. What is DOM? What is document interface? Property versus method versus attribute. DOM element. Because these help in understanding what DOM is and manipulate it easily using JavaScript. And also follow this video very carefully as this video is important for interviews as well as learning frameworks in JavaScript. Let's start theory part of this video. Event is nothing but the reaction of browser to the user action. It is like switching on a fan in the real life. So since these events are to be handled by JavaScript, they must be in the form of an object with reference to some interface, which is also called event interface. Events doesn't necessarily mean something user acts on the web page with input devices like mouse or keyboard. It can also be automated notifications happening in DOM, like when some pop-up pops up or when checkbox is checked, like that. There are few categories of events like window events. So suppose we want to resize a window, it is a window event. Mouse events like mouse over, mouse out. Form events like form submit or errors in the forms. Keyboard events, so if you click on any key like enter key, control key. Media events like in YouTube, play, pause, etc. buttons. Hey, if you want to perform an event, you can do now itself by clicking on subscribe button, which is also a click event, and also hitting like button, which is also a click event. You can even type comment using keyboard, which is input event, which will be more encouraging to us as well. And submit it using form event, so we can receive your love. Let's see some basic terminology of these events. Event target. It is nothing but the place from which the event has originated. Event handler is the function or code which handles that event. The code as we write in the handler executes as the event originates from the event target. Now that we know what are the event targets and event handlers, we need to have a bridge between them. So from the event target, we need to access the event and give the data to event handler so that the event handler specifically performs that code. So to access events, there are two ways. Now we will discuss the first way. In this way of accessing, we use attributes with on prefix on the HTML element we want to get the event from. Once DOM is rendered, this attribute registered as handler for that event and we can write a function in JavaScript and call that from this attribute so that it will execute whenever the event occurs. We can also use setAttribute DOM method to invoke or make changes to this attribute. The second way of accessing these events are we use event listeners. The event listener represents an object that can handle event dispatched or originated by event target object. There are three methods in event target interface: add event listener to listen these events, remove event listener so to stop listening to these events, and dispatch event, which helps to create a custom event and dispatch from the element we want. Whenever there are two ways, we always have a dilemma which way to take. So here I want to clear that dilemma. So among these two methods, which can be used when and which are more efficient? Attributes may be less powerful and less optional compared to listeners, but these attributes are supported by many of the old browsers too. If you are thinking of complex way of handling event, choose listener than attributes. If you want a wide variety of browser support, choose attributes than listeners. Let's dive into action part of this video. In this action part, I will be extending code from the previous video, which we created navbar using JavaScript DOM manipulation and also adding styles using JavaScript. Now we are using two ways of accessing events discussed in the theory part of this video, with few examples and different events. I would like to follow along or just simply watch. I think it's more than enough to understand this. Refer to MDN docs on how to use these two ways of accessing events. And also don't forget to subscribe and like to this video. To make things quick, I made this video little speed while editing. However, you can use playback speed event of YouTube to control the speed. Let's follow along with this flow.